So this is gonna be a little out of the box. We're cooking stew. So hang on, tune in. But this is a vegetarian stew, believe it or not, but it's really, this thing's bold. I mean, it'll put hair on your ass. So hopefully you enjoy. It's kind of a fun thing to make. I actually eat this for lunch quite a bit. So here we go. So kind of the thing I like to start with is putting some olive oil in there, letting it get, I use one of these Dutch ovens. I know my wife's the cook, so it's the only tool in the kitchen I'm allowed to play with. Now, so this is me personally. I do like to get a little bit bold on the red pepper. And then we're gonna put that in there. As soon as I can find a spatula, which I cannot find right at the moment. Still cannot find. So we're gonna put that in there, swirl it around, get some oil mixed up in it. Just let that start to smoke. Then we're gonna go with the heaping tablespoon and even a little bit more of your friendly neighborhood Costco variety minced garlic, which we're just about out of. Now, the wife is standing in the doorway. She's observing me. She trusts my cooking. Trust me. She just won't eat this because I make it too spicy for everybody else but me. Hey babe, while you're standing there, could you grab me a green pepper? Or bell pepper of any type? So just with the onions, we're just trying to kind of chop them up. They don't have to be anything particular. I try to do this fairly quickly, take it easy on the eyeballs. So, now, I'm gonna kind of take you for a little journey with me here, because by the time this is getting done, we should be getting a good like saute going on the veggies and the onions. I'm actually gonna add just a little bit more olive oil in there to get that going. And back to kind of chopping this up here a little bit. Throw the rest of this in there. So for the record, I am not Rachel Ray. Any bell pepper will do. I use green. A lot of times we just get the 4 to 6 pack of peppers from the old Costco store there. All right. So here, kind of take you over here now. I mean, I don't know if you have smell-o-vision or not, but that's getting a good saute going on it. So the interesting, really part of the stew is this thing is just gonna be all vegetables. We're gonna completely skip the salt because we don't need it in this one. But we are just gonna do a little bit of your friendly neighborhood black pepper. And the good old-fashioned Kumano. So you can get after this a little bit, just because this is going to be a pretty big batch of stew. I don't measure this really at all. Yeah, just put it on there. You know, it's kind of a to taste thing. Same thing with the red pepper. I would guess that I do probably a tablespoon of the red pepper flakes. So candidly, I make this pretty spicy. Like, most people won't eat it. So you might wanna tone down the red pepper flakes if it's your first time and decide where you want to go. But that's starting to saute up just beautifully. It smells actually fantastic. So off to the rest of the ingredients. Okay, so we got the rest of our ingredients loaded up here. So I'm gonna kind of pull you back so you can watch me work, if you will. So once this is kind of getting diced up halfway decent, everything's starting to caramelize up nicely. We're gonna go with 2 cans of diced tomatoes. These happen to be the Italian herb variety, but basically any diced tomato is just fine. Don't matter. It's all gonna get cooked down. One can of your upside down. That's how you can tell it's pasty. It doesn't fall out. So now, this is kind of one of the key ingredients. This is where a lot of the flavor comes from. You want your rotel. So we're also going to do 2 cans of water. So if we were doing a real video, we wouldn't tell you that my wife is sneakily cleaning in the kitchen in the background, trying not to make any noise. Because we probably should have prepped a little bit more before we did this, but I just decided to shoot it quick. I usually put some kind of beans. Whoops, I spilled out a little bit. Right now I'm going to go with some black beans. I'm actually going to rinse these because they tend to be kind of salty and I don't need the salt in there. But just so there's some calories in this, I mean, it's mostly vegetables. I could have cut myself that way. All right. So, 2 cans of water. All this stuff. This junk kind of over here. So, we're kind of coming to the good stage with this. As you can see, getting pretty stew-like, getting pretty smelly. I just use, I really like this base, actually. I use this stuff all the time. But, so here's the deal. This is, actually, if you even give this a little taste right now. I mean, that's pretty rich and hearty. It's definitely spicy. Woo! So, we're gonna go a little medium high with the heat. And we're gonna kind of let this rock and roll. So we're gonna put the Friendly Neighborhood lid on it, and we're gonna let that simmer for about, yeah, we'll see. We'll go about 10 minutes here. I'll just give an update here. Just kind of starting to boil and rock and roll. So we are gonna move you over here and get started on the vegetable portion of today's exciting adventure. I am a lover, and so are my dogs, of these zucchini. I don't know if you can see that in the camera, but some little fellas just showed up to eat some zucchini bits. Whoop! And there's the work phone ringing. Hold on, we'll be right back. Okay, sorry. Got distracted there. I got a customer signing up today, and I'm trying to make lunch. Normally I would be doing this in the evening, but I ran out of stew. So I'm trying to make a quick, this is how you do the stew video. So I am gonna add the secret ingredient. I'm gonna add that now. These are they're wild mushrooms that we went and harvested up on Rainier. So I'm gonna put these in there real quick. You can watch, and we'll let the boilification action simmer them up. We'll do a decent amount of them too. It's kind of the beauty about this stew. You throw it in there, let it rock and roll. I'm even gonna do a few more because they're gonna suck up. Now I'm not doing meat in this. I generally don't do meat in this, but there is no reason you can't throw some throw some shrimp in there, or throw some hamburger in there, or some pork. Whatever floats your boat. So as you can see, we got about, I don't know, what do you say, 2 cups of veggies there or something. As well as 2 cups of veggies. We are going to bring out our little scale. Bring out my little scale. I'm going to tare it here. And then these are the raviolis I use, just the regular 5 cheese raviolis from Costco. I mean, again, do as much as you want. I tend to do about, we'll say 14 to 16 ounces in a batch. So, and here's how much is left. But I generally try to get about 3 batches out of one of those things. So let's go check on how our stew is doing. Let's see, it should be, so it's boiling pretty good. Give it a little stir action here. You can see them wild mushrooms are starting to liquefy. Veggies are coming down, it's thickening up. Looks good, looks good. All right, so we're gonna let this rock and roll for about another, I'm gonna turn the heat up just a little bit, get it boiling good for about another 5-6 minutes, and then we're gonna be ready for the coup de grace. All right, tell you what, it sounds like it's looking good, and it is. So we are going to add our zucchini and the squash boldly, mind you, boldly. We are going to add our 5 cheese raviolis. Push this down. Now you notice, I mean, we're right up here. We're doing it. You know what I mean? This thing's gonna be full. So this is the kicking part. As much as you want, I pack the spinach in there. Great protein, great flavor, plus it is a great way to keep this Costco bag of spinach from turning into green water, right? So, yeah, I made a mess here, but to each his own. So we're gonna incorporate that into the stew a little bit. I know what you're thinking. Like, is that all gonna fit? The answer is, we're gonna find out, but pretty much yes. Like, look at that. Now it's not sticking to the bottom or anything. This thing will put hair on your back. I wasn't really gonna say back there, but we're gonna keep this sort of PG. But look at that. And it's vegetarian. I mean, like I said, you can put a hamburger or something in here, but it really, I mean, trust me, I'm a meat eater. I'm also a meat eater who's lost 100 pounds, so I'm trying to eat less meat, of course, but yeah. So listen, we're gonna cover that up and we're gonna let it rock and roll for about 5-6 minutes. And then we'll check back in with you. All right, there she is, man. Consistency's good. So, I'm actually eating a piece of cauliflower. Listen, this is healthy, it's fantastic. There's a little bit of cholesterol in the raviolis, but for the most part, it's a knockout soup. You won't miss the meat. The wild mushrooms give it a really good burst of flavor and heartiness, but if you don't want to use the wild mushrooms, just, you know, you can use regular store-bought mushrooms. I don't like canned ones because they get too soft and fall apart. But there you go, man. Some good, hearty, vegetarian, crazy, meat-loving stew. Have fun. Enjoy.